Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly Podcast. I'm Tony Gerdeman here, as always, with Tom Orr. Tom, how's it going?
Tony, we get to talk about the biggest storyline of the fall in Ohio State camp, unless the biggest storyline is one of the other ones, which it might be, but it's definitely one of the biggest storylines of fall camp for Ohio State.
Pound for pound, the biggest storyline. We're going to be talking about the offensive line. First, Tom, did you see the video of the high school team that brings in their offensive line via a hog truck, like a livestock trailer?
I did not, but I am intrigued and wish to subscribe to their newsletter.
So the truck and the trailer come down the track, and the players, the offensive linemen, maybe the defensive linemen as well, they're shaking the trailer and it's loud, it's going back. And then you got the two workers that go around and open the gates and they come piling out of there. And as somebody else responded, like, if you do that, those guys better move the line of scrimmage. You can't do that and then rush for like 7 yards on 52 carries running the triple option.
That would be like Michigan walking into their playoff semifinal game with Georgia with the run the damn ball shirts and then not being able to run at the damn ball. Right. Yeah, that would be. I like that. There is some it smell crazy in their vibes to that whole story, but maybe going into the stadium is a little better than if they have to. Then they'll pack up and get on the trailer and leave in that same way too.
Sure, it's not the worst smelling trailer load that they've had there.
No.
Anyway, after the digression, talking about the offensive line, spoke with Ryan Day on Saturday. We have been talking this projected offensive line of Ian Moore at left tackle, Austin Siereveld at right guard, and everybody else back where they were last year. There's been a little bit of a pause in that because, as something we've been talking about on the Buckeye Insiders message board, Austin Siereveld has been out for a little bit. He'll be back. The plan is for him to be back in the next week. And as Ryan Day, when he was talking about it, he was like, as some of you know, Austin's been out. And so, of course, he was talking about BuckeyeInsiders.com solely, of course. But with him out, they've had the opportunity to. Josh Padilla is getting a ton of reps. Mm-hmm. Ian Moore is getting a ton of reps. Ian Moore has gotten so many reps from people being out, from Austin Siereveld being out, that it can't help but help him. And so we don't know where things stand right now. And Ryan Day doesn't know either because they still want to see more. He said at Big Ten Media Days he wanted to have the offensive line set by today.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Well, it hasn't officially been announced. I think they're probably still continuing. You might as well continue to evaluate while you have these guys out there. Without Austin Siereveld out there, the two guys who are essentially going head-to-head. And I realize there's different permutations and combinations where maybe it's not just these guys, but you've got Ian Moore repping at left tackle. You've got Josh Padilla repping at right guard. So this is an opportunity to really kind of apples to apples see these guys out there at the same time against, you're going against ones, you're going against twos, whatever it is. It's an opportunity to sort of evaluate those guys and for them all to get as many reps with the ones as they possibly can. So in that way, you obviously would like to have everyone fully healthy. We should clarify the Siereveld thing really does not sound like, this sounds like this is very much a precautionary thing and this is a, week 2 of fall camp kind of get this right now kind of situation. It was a little bit, someone brought it up in the press conference where that 2024 fall camp where you had that virus going around the offensive line room, and so it was just every day it was just, okay, who are the 5 guys who have shown up for work today? Okay, what order can we put them out there in? That was a huge pain in the butt back then, and you go back through some of the conversations back that time, and it was like, oh boy, this is a mess. They sure hope they get this figured out before the season starts, but there was some long-term benefit to that, and it feels like there may be some long-term benefit to really being able to get a real drill down, get some close evaluation on these two guys.
I think that whole illness, that stomach bug, really helped them win the national championship. Because Austin Siereveld was, I think he either had it like one of the first guys to have it, or he never got it because he was double dipping in practice. He's going with the ones, going with the twos, got more reps than anybody. And by the end of the season, he's able to rotate in as they're doing their rotation. And like, how could this possibly work? And it did, and they made it work, and everybody contributed. So that kind of experience is only going to be beneficial on the field. And so, yeah, you've got and then Austin Siereveld can come back and ride his bike and he'll be fine, picking up wherever he's left off. But you're getting to view Josh Padilla versus Ian Moore against the first team defense.
Yeah.
Whether it's the ones or the twos, whoever they're facing, it's the same level of defense, which is different than if you're Ian Moore's with the ones and he's being judged against Josh Padilla with the twos against the twos. So, it is a 1v1 type of comparison. So everybody's on the same ground, and it's not beneficial, but you can make a benefit out of it, having that opportunity. And then, there's still guys that are mixing in with the ones as they get an opportunity. Gabe VanSickle, Jake Cook, just different guys that are the next guys in to make this lineup even deeper. The one thing that I take away from all of this that Ryan Day said is they all go to sleep at night knowing they're going to be okay on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. And for a coach to say that after 9 practices, that's it's not a bold statement. It's because there's nothing. This is not some bold prediction. Mm-hmm. This is how I feel, and it's a matter of fact statement.
Ryan, do you feel comfortable saying you can run for 17 or 34 yards? That's the natural follow-up there. We didn't get a chance to ask that.
Right.
But, he will let you know when they're not comfortable with something. Yeah. He will, I go back at the offensive line. It was the spring of 2024, right, where they were
23 because 23? They didn't have Josh Simmons yet.
They didn't have Josh Simmons yet, yeah, and it was kind of like he's up at the podium going like, well, I don't know, we got to figure that out, and then they figured it out, and it worked out okay, and then Josh Simmons turned into an even better player in 2024. Running back this spring, he was very clear about running back's not where it needs to be. Now it seems like more comfortable there as well. So this is not just you're going to get happy talked all the time. If he's not happy, you're going to know he's not happy. And right now it feels like there are position battles where it's, oh boy, where are we going to find enough guys who are good enough here? And in this case, it seems much more like you got plenty of guys who are good enough. Which are the guys who give you the best chance to reach your goals? Yeah,
boy, I was thinking back to that 2023 spring. They left spring with Josh Fryar as the left tackle, Zen Michalski as the right tackle. Mm-hmm. And I think Josh Fryar would have been fine at left tackle. He's played it in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he was all Big Ten at right tackle, but it was a different world, a different time to be alive. And Ryan Day was not so happy during spring and after spring, but he got much happier after that. But
that was long enough ago that it was okay. They had plenty of time to figure it out because they were opening with a cupcake, the Indiana Hoosiers. Has anything changed since then? I don't know. I don't remember.
Wow. One of the things that Ryan Day always talks about is how there's constant change. As he's been head coach, there's been constant change. That's just another one. Mm-hmm. Now, COVID, NIL, Indiana, all of this nightmare stuff that you've got to deal with. But yeah, so the offensive line, the fact that he feels comfortable with, and when they say comfortable, you're talking about you feel good about 8 guys, mm-hmm. probably. And knowing that Austin Siereveld or Ian Moore is your third tackle, that's where that math is. Mm-hmm. The third guard could be Gabe VanSickle, could be Josh Padilla. It could be Austin's. So they've got the level of depth that they've got and the level of versatility they've got just brings it up even more. And they believe they know that these guys can all play. And so Ryan Day, still looking for an answer. He did not seem very concerned, though.
No, he didn't. And I go back to something that Arthur Smith said earlier in the week where he was talking about Austin Siereveld and said he's a 4-position guy, and that is not a common thing to have someone who can just, you want to be a left tackle? Sure. Left guard? Sure. Right guard? Sure. Right tackle? Sure. No problem. There's no concern there. Wherever they need him, they can plug him in. So you've got at least 3 tackles who they're feeling pretty good about. Well, he can't play center. Who else can play center? Well, Josh Padilla is the second team center, and they feel pretty good about Josh Padilla as well. There's different combinations where they can mix and match these guys however they want to, and it feels like you said, I mean, at least 6, probably 7, maybe 8 deep. They're feeling pretty good, and there are different permutations of all of those different groups that will work just fine.
And they don't want to go beyond 6. Nobody really does.
Right.
But
sometimes circumstances dictate that you do.
Right. 2024, they started 9 different offensive linemen.
Yeah.
The 4-position stuff reminds me of Jack Mewhort, who played center. He's more of a 5-position, 5-tool guy. Mm-hmm. Jim Cordell did some of that, Doug Badish, but those guys also played center as well. And Austin Siereveld, I'm sure he believes he can play center. I think, didn't we talk about this before where I asked him about that? He's like, yeah, it'll take me 5 practices.
which is the kind of thing you can say as long as you don't need to back it up.
So there you go. There's some thoughts on the offensive line. Still shaking out, but no concerns at this point. If you're watching, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And we were talking about all of this and more at BuckeyeInsiders.com. Intel from Saturday scrimmage, intel from other practices going on. It's not just Saturdays. They're practicing 6 days a week, and we were talking about it 7 days a week. So if that sort of thing interests you, if what you're hearing today interests you, and you would like to support what we do, you can do that at BuckeyeInsiders.com. Sign up, become a member. Would love to see you there. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will talk to you all later.